Hi everyone. In this video here, I want to talk about different types of angles. Now, it's going to be important as we move through this chapter that we kind of understand what they're talking about when they pop out different names for angles. So this first video is kind of a basic overview of the different types of angles and should be pretty easy for most of you. So I'm hoping this is a good way to get started. So let's start by talking about acute angles, all right? And an acute angle is basically any angle. Let's see if I can write this. It's any angle that is less than 90 degrees. Okay? An acute angle is less than 90 degrees. So examples of some acute angles might be if you have this, and when you're looking at angles, they'll use a little mark like that to kind of define what it is. And the angle is basically the measurement between two rays that meet at a common endpoint. So right there, right? So you've got this ray and then you got this ray, and the angle is what is formed between them, and it's that measurement. All right, so an acute angle is any angle that's less than 90 degrees. So it could be anything up to, even a little bigger than this, right? That's an acute angle, and it can be something really tiny, right? And so remember, you're looking for that mark right there to show you what angle it is, because if somebody says, well, no, the angle I'm talking about is this outside angle here, well, that would obviously not be an acute angle, would it? It's huge. So much bigger than 90 degrees. All right, now let's talk about obtuse angles. So an obtuse angle is, for our purposes, any angle that is greater than 90 degrees. And pretty much when we talk about angles, we're not going to be dealing with anything that that gets larger than 180. I mean, occasionally you'll see it, but so pretty much if you're talking about an obtuse angle, it's going to be something between 90 and 180. Although officially it's just an angle that is greater than 90 degrees. So an example of an obtuse angle would be something like this, right? And then I mark the angle right there. So that would be an obtuse angle. Another obtuse angle would be something that's almost a straight line, but not quite. Okay, this would be my vertex where my rays meet. Okay, and some other terminology here for you. That point, it's a vertex. Okay, and we'll talk about, I think I'll save that for another video. But we'll talk about how angles are labeled. A lot of times they'll give it a letter or a number or something like that. So these are our obtuse angles. Let's look at a right angle. Has a very specific definition. And what it is it's an angle that equals 90 degrees. So it's not that it's bigger or less than 90 degrees, it equals 90 degrees. And you'll know it's a right angle because of two features. Well, the first feature is that it looks kind of like the corner of something, right? You think about the way walls meet, or the way the walls meet the floor, the way two walls meet each other in most situations, they usually form a right angle. So this would be a right angle right here. And the way I know it's a right angle is we're going to use a special kind of mark for that. And it looks basically like a box, right? And so that is only used for right angles. And that means 90 degrees. All right, so you need to understand what that looks like. And so if you ever see that box inside of two rays, you know that the angle formed by those two rays is 90 degrees. So that is a right angle. All right, now straight angle, last one we're looking at here, is basically, there's a number of different ways to look at it. So the first one, pardon my bad writing, is it's a straight line. All right, so it's pretty much anything that's made up that looks like a straight line, right? And it may or may not have a point in it, right? But it's a straight line, and the measure of it from one side to the other is 180 degrees. Okay, so a straight angle is 180 degrees. Now another way of looking at what a straight angle is, and I'll make another straight line here. Okay, we'll leave it there. It's the angle that is basically when you have two right angles right next to each other. Right? So you got this and you've got that, and you add them up, 90 plus 90 equals 180. So that's what a straight angle is. A straight angle, if you can think of straight line, all right, it's technically it's not a line, but that's kind of what it makes, and it's 180 degrees in measure. So these are basic garden variety definitions of how you can identify what kind of an angle something is.